The foul smell of rotten human flesh made my nostrils involuntarily flare and my brow wrinkle in disgust. I knew the brain eater or eaters remained in the stately mansion of the deceased. They would need to rest for several days after such a feast. My sour face scanned the shadowy hallways. I tiptoed past the bodies, and I glanced briefly at the lifeless eyes of a young woman. At the top of her head, a dark, maggoty hole like a discarded, hollowed blood orange. Damn, I missed fresh fruit picked from the orchard of my grandparents. Days long gone and replaced by nothing but unquenchable vengeance. My big H2000 aluminum core custom OTT slingshot filled my shooting hand. The mesquite palm swell came from a holy man in Arizona, he claimed. Ha, I said at the time. More mystical mumbo jumbo. But after thousands of kills, and thousands more to come, the world I thought I understood was no longer, and I stopped pretending I knew what truth was. The golden bands shimmered in the beams of fading sunlight that filtered through a broken window near the top of a grand staircase. Reaching into my satchel, I removed one of my brain cutters and positioned it into the thick leather pouch of the lethal slingshot. The hide came from a razorback and would last as long as the magical rubber bands that kept me alive far longer than I should be. I made the brain cutters myself, well, kind of. Oliver, my mutant goat and only remaining friend, stood outside chewing grass, content like nothing was wrong with the world. He excreted dozens of 1-inch round balls of feces while doing so. After they dried, I would collect them as they were the main ingredient for the brain cutters. Somehow, those brown pellets hardened into something almost like lead in density and hardness. Hammering a half-dozen steel nails through those incredible balls of poop made excellent brain cutters, perfect for smashing through the skulls of the brain eaters and mincing their central nervous system, the only way to kill them. Headshots just happened to be my specialty. Lucky me. They were not the smartest adversary, which was also fortunate. I heard them coming from a kitchen doorway to the main room, and I was already at full draw and releasing when they came crashing in. The first vile creature dropped after the brain cutter smashed through its nose and tore through the back of its head, passing into the chest of the next brain eater, only slowing it down briefly. It gave me time to retreat quickly up the stairs, aiming and releasing a storm of brain cutters as I did so. But the old staircase was damaged and my foot went through a floorboard up to my knee. My leather boots offered protected, but the flesh around my knee was torn up by wood splinters. The smell of fresh blood in the air only increased the brain eater's tortured howls. I grunted in pain and anger, but kept loading and firing. The last one dropped just as it reached me. I looked into the remaining eye of the slavering mutant zombie beast and watched the dark red pupil dilate and lose focus as it shuddered in its death throes. Its other eye was obliterated by my final shot. I reached into my satchel, which was now devoid of brain cutters. It was not a comforting sensation. I panted as the violence gave way to silence and the pounding of my own heartbeat. Gingerly, I removed my injured leg and gave a sigh of relief as the threat was over. I got them all, as usual, but not soon enough for the poor folk who had previously lived here. I loaded the saddlebags on Oliver with what provisions I could salvage from the refuge and patted his head. He looked up at me with what I perceived was sympathy.